Yep, got it.
So with knee problems, often it's because the hamstrings are too tight. Because we're sitting a lot,
Yeah.
shortens the hamstring. And then when you go to stand up, instead of lengthening to allow the knees straight, the hamstring puts a lot of pressure on the joints.
Okay.
So stretching the hamstring is really important. Resting it up on a stool.
Right.
And lifting your tailbone as you drop forward.
Okay.
You can do this and get really close to your knee.
Right.
But what you're doing right now is curving your back.
Right.
And your hamstring is really attached to your ischium, the little bone here.
Yeah.
So in order to stretch it properly, you got to tilt that bone away. And you do that by just lifting your tailbone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's enough. I'm getting a very big stretch just doing that little motion.
Okay.
Okay, you see I'm lifting my tailbone back like this, right?
Yeah.
And every time I lift that tailbone, I'm going to get a bigger stretch on my hamstring. And then if you draw your toes close to you, it stretches a little bit more because the gastrocs crosses the knee from below.
Right.
The hamstring crosses the knee from above. And the crisscrossing there creates a lot of congestion.
Right.
Especially in the back of the knee here.
Mm-hmm. Which is where I was really tight.
Right. So when you pull your toes up, lift your tailbone, it helps you really lengthen all the connective tissue and the muscles down underneath. And then if you think about leaning your belly button forward without arching your back too much.
Right.
Because then you'll create compression back here. You're going to keep your back nice and neutral as it goes down as a unit.
Okay.
So if you're working at a desk, you can simply just raise your legs up on a stool and then lean forward, and that'll allow you to create length in that leg while you're doing your work. It'll give you allow you to multitask a little bit.
Right.
And if you're sitting on the floor or even on a stool like this, you can just slump yourself forward. And that stretches the entire posterior chain, relaxing your neck. Will focus on that neck more.
Yeah.
Because you're stretching the entire back side, where you're going to feel the stretch is where you're most tight. And as your body softens up, it'll go through those layers of tightness and eventually all even out.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Another important thing to do is stretching out the front and the quads.
Yeah.
Right? And the lunge stretch is really good for that.
Yeah.
Careful here not to push your ribcage forward because that'll compress your spine.
Right.
All right? So as you drop forward, you want to drop your pelvis forward to open up this angle.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't want to
popping your chest.
The rib has to come back. And as the rib comes back, it actually creates a more push like this, driving the pelvis forward.
A dip.
And it'll give you a stronger stretch here.
Yeah.
To focus more on the lower part of the knee, lower part of the quad.
Oh, yeah, that's an excellent stretch.
Right? And if you are working at a desk, if you're sitting at a desk, get a stool to sit on the edge of the chair and draw your leg back like this.
Yep.
So now that'll give you a chance to open up that leg while you're working. Hooking it on top of a little stool like this will increase that a bit.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you're on a standing desk, simply dropping your leg back on a chair like this will allow you to work and change your position to create some mobility.
Yeah. Okay.
You have a question?
No, I was doing a lot of those things over the week. Brent did some needling in the back of my legs, behind my knee and stuff also.
So now, with once you loosen everything up, you need to recondition those muscles.
Right.
Right. And that's where you're creating that control. And simply laying on a bench like this, bringing your knees tight, you want to lengthen that knee out.
Right.
And you want to create that parallel line with the body.
Yeah.
Lifting back slightly without arching the spine.
Okay.
So the belly button needs to be pulled up.
Right.
While the legs coming up.
Right. So you're using your glute.
That's right. You want to use your glutes.
Yeah.
And really think about pressing your heel away from you and lifting.
To stretch open the knee joint.
That's correct. And then you got to think about that lengthening created by compression of the muscle, like compressing a balloon.
Right.
It becomes longer. And the length of the muscle is going to open up that leg, in essence, push the joints apart. Okay. So you can do that one leg at a time.
Right.
And switch the other one, and then go into both legs at a time. And again, both legs is where you're going to want to extend.
Yeah.
Pull that belly button in, pull that rib cage up, so that your body is straight and not arched.
Yeah. I did a few of those. last week.
Taking that, you want to think about that motion when you're doing these squats now.
Yeah.
The focus is on pressing behind to create that length, as opposed to pushing with your quads to create power here.
Okay, so what are you using? Your glutes? Okay.
So with this squat, you're really using your glutes to press.
To press up, but
Correct.
also to press down?
Well, you want to press down into the ground,
Uh-huh.
and that hip extension here is going to lift you up.
Right.
And as you do that, you create a lot of compression through the thighs, so that you're compressing and squeezing the knee on to lengthen those joints.
Yeah.
So using the wall will prevent you from leaning forward,
dropping.
Like this,
yeah.
So that you stay nice and tall.
Yeah. Using
this as a reference to come straight up. Your center of gravity should be ears, hips, over top of your heels all the time. It's like your body's coming up and down a straight track. Mm-hmm. And then you would practice that.
Right.
Using the balance to go onto one knee.
Yeah, that's next week.
Yeah. So that's just a progression in terms of strength there. Yeah. And I think on a prone position with these leg extensions and then doing the squats, right, adding the stretches will be really good to just loosen up those.
Yeah, it's good. A chair is good. I have a big wide footstool. That's good.